What's up, everyone? Robert Cardillo here from the Hurt Handbook, and on today's episode, we have a very special guest. He's fighting for the Combat FC featherweight title this weekend on Friday at Combat FC 7. We have Damion Nelson on the pod today, and I really appreciate you doing this. Like I was saying before, it's Tuesday night. The fight is on Friday, so a few days out. How you feeling? How's the weight cut going and everything?
And it's about that time. Uh, everything is good. Everything is good overall, but I just want to get it over and done with.
I,
That's
I
how I feel.
I could definitely understand that. So you're fighting Gerry Meuse for those who don't know. You were supposed to fight him at Combat FC 6, but that fell through because you obviously stepped up to take the Don Shainis fight. But now you're back matched up with him for a title. He's got a lot of crazy grappling attacks. He's an interesting personality. What do you think of Gerry Meuse as an opponent?
Um, I take all my opponents serious. I don't tend to like sleep on anybody or think, that I'm better than. I'm sorry, I'm shifting around a little bit, getting comfortable.
All good.
Or even try to think that I'm better than, you know, I take everybody that I have to face off with very serious. You got wild style. You go for crazy moves like twisters and stuff. um, but I like the matchup. Um, Seen it before. Not saying once you see it, once you see it all, but I feel pretty solid. We're very confident going into this fight. We were supposed to fight a few months ago, um, but we have an opportunity to fight a former UFC fighter, and we jumped on that. And now we're back here with Gerry at the table.
And so, like, obviously, you mentioned he has like just the really crazy style on the ground. He goes for some interesting submissions. Does that change like your grappling training at all? Like, do you have to do anything special to prepare for that, or is it more so like taking it as it goes or as it comes?
Yeah, wouldn't say it changes it much. Um, we just go through the sessions, keep flowing, and work on the things that we normally do. You know, know what to avoid, what to engage in, and stuff like that.
And to talk a little bit about his personality too, like, does it make fight week and all that stuff leading up to Combat FC more fun? Having an opponent who seems like he's willing to kind of like get the fans amped with, his personality with the Captain America stuff and all that.
Hey, that's as I said, that's good on his part. You know, I'm just locked in right now. I know that's the style that he comes with, and that's his gimmick. You know, that's probably how he deals with the little nerves that comes with getting in a fist fight with somebody that is trained for it. So probably that's how we deal with it. He try to make it pass by easier. I don't know, but I'm focused. I'm ready to go. I'm excited.
And for just the fans who may not know, I kind of want to take you back to your last fight since you mentioned it with Don Shainis. Obviously, former UFC fighter, it's hard to turn down a fight like that. Can you kind of just talk about how that all came about when it happened for Combat FC 6?
It was like on the last couple of days notice. Um, we were set and ready to go with Gerry Meuse. Then it would think it was like 8 days, eight within 10 days at best. We got the call like, yo, you know, they was wondering if you would like to fight Don Shainis instead, you know, for whatever reasons. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. We checked him out. He's a former UFC guy, solid guy. That would look very good on my resume. So we took that fight, and it was a blast, man. It was successful. We had a solid game plan, and it put me back on the right track because prior to that, I I have some misfortune in the ring. You know, I lost a couple decision, the split decision, just fights that I think that I completely took. So like that fight with Shainis was a good look for me.
And like with that 3 fight losing streak, obviously, like you said, a couple of those fights are really close. What do you credit to how you overcame that adversity? What do you like give credit to that for? Like, how did you do that, I guess, is what I'm asking.
Honestly, man, it's just staying focused and trusting the process and just believing in God, man. God, you know, give me the strength and the motivation to keep pushing even when I feel like my back is against the wall and like I can't go no further. Yeah, just definitely staying focused and trusting the process and trusting my coaches, knowing that they have the best, that they want the best for me and they believe in me, so that's pretty what keeps me in there.
I respect that a lot. And obviously going into the Shainis fight, to the fans, you were kind of an underdog, like obviously losing your last three and then going in there against a guy on short notice who's been in the UFC. How good did it feel to kind of prove everyone wrong when you not only beat him in the way that you did, but like just really dominated the fight in a lot of aspects?
Um, it was a good feeling. That's why I even said at the end of the fight, like, yo, this fight was a do or die. It was like I had to prove it not only to like the fans, but to myself too, that like, yo, I'm good enough. I'm here. I'm solid. Like, because people was like friends and colleagues, teammates are saying like, yo, bro, uh, I had you winning that fight. They took it. One of the fights I watch it back and even the commentator is like, whoa, what happened? Whoa, I did not see this coming. Like, you know what I'm saying? He said it in so much words, like, yo, they took the fight from him. So that is really tough. It's heartbreaking. And sometimes that will put doubt in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, shit, am I doing the right thing? Do I have it? You know what I'm saying? So taking that fight and winning in such a dominant way was like proving to myself, like, yo, that guy has been to the UFC. He's been to the big league. You know, face some of the best. And I hang with him, and not only hang with him, I completely control the whole chaos in there. So it was important.
Do you feel any like similarities going into this fight versus the last one? Obviously, besides the fact that you were supposed to fight Muse in the first place, but you're going in there now. MMA moves so quickly. You go from that adversity, the three straight losses, and now you're in a title fight at Combat FC against an undefeated prospect who, obviously has a very flashy personality and style. Do you feel like well, I know you don't feel like, but do you feel like the fans maybe think you're an underdog in this fight too? Do you have anything that you want to prove in this one?
Nah, honestly, I right now I'm past the fans, honestly. Like if they feel like I'm an underdog, that's fine. It's no big deal right now. Um, that's under the bridge. That's water under the bridge. Right now, I'm just I know I'm where I'm supposed to be. I know I am good at what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even care if they think I'm an underdog right now because the result will speak for itself.
That's an awesome mentality to have. And I know that this is going to be a really good fight. It was fun to listen to you guys too at the press conference yesterday. But
Yeah.
a few more questions relating to that. Um, obviously, like I said, this is a title fight. If
Mhm.
you are able to secure the belt on Friday, do you have like specific plans maybe that you'd want in the future, whether it be like to defend the title at Combat FC or maybe looking, elsewhere at one of the top promotions? Like, where do you see your future going if you win this fight?
All right, so after I win the fight Friday, I'll definitely defend the belt. I'll definitely give it a shot. I'll defend the belt, but I'm also interested in you know, in moving to the bigger promotions, you know what I'm saying? So if I get a if I after winning the belt, I get a call from one of the bigger leagues, that's something I'm definitely looking forward to. You know, this is what we're all looking for. This is our dream as fighters to run up through the ranks, the regional ranking, and go to the next level. You know,
Yeah, and obviously you train with like a lot of good guys too at Law MMA.
yeah.
Like, does that high level experience, like, does that also give you the confidence that you feel like you can hang with those top guys and like I guess like the bigger leagues in MMA, like you're referring to?
Oh, definitely, 100%. It's just a great feeling, you know, to know that you're being trained by some of the literally best coaches there is. Like our gym produced 3 world champion, man. I said, I keep saying it, like, yo, they have to be doing something right. You don't do that by chance. You don't do that by just scraping by. Like we got 3 world champions that passed in the UFC that passed through our gym. That's in our gym. You know what I'm saying? So that speaks for itself.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, I've been there one time. I went to Aljamain Sterling's open workout before the Sean O'Malley fight. We covered that for
Right?
the channel, and just
Yeah.
seeing everyone work, it was just phenomenal. It was a great experience. So, like, I honestly want to ask you, like, did you find that gym like initially, like when you got into MMA, or did you end up like what was the story of you getting to there?
Now that is actually funny story. So I've been with that team my whole career, the Sarah Longo team. Um, I did bring in other gym. That's my boxing gym. Um, but I've been with the Sarah Longo team since I started fighting. Uh, I went to Sarah's at first. Nobody would believe that. I went to a grappling gym first. I started off grappling probably 3 weeks, 2, 3 weeks, a couple sessions. That's where I started first, and I was like hitching to start punching and hitting stuff. And I'm like, yeah, when are we gonna get to the punches and the kicks and stuff like that? And they're like, oh, you want to do that? You got to go check out Law for that. That's our affiliated gym, And I'm like, at the time, a coworker of mine had mentioned that his brother trained at Law, and I'm like, that Law name rings a bell, but I didn't remember until like the next day when I saw him. It like just went off like a light bulb. I'm like, oh yeah, you told me your brother trained that Law. Okay, I'm gonna go check him out. I walked in there and I never left.
Obviously, I
Never
mean,
left. I've been with them for a while now with my entire career. Um, then after that, I did a bunch of kickboxing like as an amateur. Had a solid run with that. Uh, but I also was very much interested in boxing, and I started doing training like morning, evening, switching the time between session. I never left. I training twice a day, boxing gym in the morning, at Law in the evening, or at Sarah's, and it's back and forth. And I did a quite a few boxing matches as well as an amateur. Did the Golden Glove, went to the quarterfinals on my first run. Well, it's not the Golden Glove anymore; it's the Metros. They call
they
it the
really
Metro.
changed. I didn't know they changed that.
Yeah, they switched it to the Metros. But yeah, I had a decent, a pretty solid run as an amateur altogether, in all my amateur fights, I am 24-4 between kickboxing, boxing, and MMA.
I mean, that high level striking experience has to help you a lot. I mean, even
Oh,
just looking at the last fight with Shainis, it really
oh,
showed up there. So,
oh yes.
and at Law MMA though, obviously it's a pretty big team with a lot of, successful people, as you've mentioned. Who are some guys there who have, helped you throughout your career that you would like credit for where you are now going into a title fight?
Everybody, man, almost everybody. I'm talking about from the beginners to the highest of the high, man. Coach Ray, Ray Longo, Steve Lee, Eric Heyer, um, Matt Favola, Sullivan, um, Coach Johnny, my boxing coach, Coach Danny Silburn, big up yourself, Coach Bo, Jenny. When I just started out, Jenny was in my corners at my fights, booking my fights, scheduling sparring, and all my teammates, man, everybody, Aljo, Favola, Nas, Dennis Bazooka, Armando, Delemy. Yeah, we have a killer stable, man. Austin, he's a up and coming. Oh, it is a monster. Austin, you heard that name here first.
Okay.
Like, look out for Austin.
What's his full name? Austin who? Austin who?
Huh?
What's his last name? Austin.
Alart, I can't pronounce it. Don't let me disrupt that man's name. Don't let me ruin it. But his name is Austin out of Law MMA. He's good. He's very good. He's a
Gosh,
55er.
you might have to like email me like a link or something next time he fights so I can check it out.
Yeah, he just fought for who did he Flex? Flex? Yeah, he fought for Flex like a week ago. Like 15 seconds knockout. You'll see.
Okay.
Just
I
go check
definitely
out
did.
that footage, you'll find him. Yeah, man, it's a whole camp of killers, and definitely Aljo and Marab and everybody in the gym, man. Everybody who uh train there. You can ask anybody for help, bro. Like it's very peaceful. It's very inviting. You know.
What do you like credit that to? Because even when I went there, like you could just see like the close camaraderie that everybody had. And obviously listening to you tell your story about training there, it just seems like everybody gets along so well and it's like a big family, which is kind of cool, like for a gym that's obviously like one of the bigger ones in the sport. What do you kind of credit that close camaraderie to?
Ah, just you know, a group of individuals knowing how to deal with each other, knowing, nobody's crossing nobody's territory. Like I respect you, you respect me. Like there's no power trip. You know what I'm saying? Like not because I'm here and you're not here as yet, I'm gonna act different. It's like there's no ego tripping. Like everybody's cool, man. Everybody is a family. Like right now, everybody in that gym have everybody's number. We are in a big group chat. All the pros, whether they're in UFC or Bellator, everybody links up on a regular. They'll get a message like, "Yo, we're at the beach," and then the whole gym is there. Like everybody's in the group. It's just one big unit, So it's awesome. It's fun.
That really is like really awesome, honestly. I kind of credit this, and I might be a little biased. So, obviously you're from New York, I'm from New Jersey. So, as
Okay.
far as I'm concerned, we're both going into enemy territory this weekend. But
Yeah,
like with people from around this region, I just feel like everybody's more real around here than they maybe are in like other areas. So I maybe that like has something to do with it. But I love that you guys have such like a close relationship from, the top to the bottom in the gym, which is pretty cool, honestly.
definitely.
But
Definitely.
I don't want to keep you too much longer, obviously. But before we do go, I wanted to ask you, going into this fight, what's one thing about you or your style that you would want MMA fans to know going into this fight at Combat FC 7?
My style. Ah, what do I want them to know? I don't want to give away too much. Um, expect control chaos, man. Expect uh clean, accurate, precise performance every time I go in there. Expect it to be excited and 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 pleasing and awestruck. Like, I'm not gonna call it perfection because I don't think I'll ever be perfect because I feel like once you hit perfection, then you can't go no further. So I'm always a student to the game, but every time I go in there, expect it to be something amazing, you know.
Yeah, well, for anybody who hasn't seen you fight before, I know that you bring the fireworks every time you go in there. I mean, your last win was so exciting, and I
Definitely.
it was unbelievable to watch. And I'm sure that this fight's going to be a banger too. You guys both seem like you're ready to go. Obviously, you know, a training camp has already been done for this guy, and now you finally get to go in there against him. And I know I'm excited. I hope the fans are excited, but. Is there any prediction that you'd want to give before we go here, or you just want to let the fight play as it goes?
Um, you know what? Not nothing specific, but you know, we like as a prize fighter, you don't get paid by the hour. I'll
Very
just
true.
leave that out there. You can take it as you see fit. Yeah, but it's gonna be a blast, man. I'm ready. I hope my opponent is you know ready because I'm coming in there ready, man, and it's gonna be a fight.
Well,
Um, it's the second time we're facing, well, not facing off, but it's the second time we're lining up, and it's about to happen, and excited. I'm prepared. I'm ready to go.
well, as a media member and an MMA fan in general, I'm super excited to see it, and I hope some of the viewers here check it out. Obviously on UFC Fight Pass, and thank you again, and good luck to you.
Hey, thank
Honestly.
you, man. Appreciate it.
All right,
Thank
thank you. It was a
you.
great
All right.
conversation.
I'll see you in a couple of days.
Definitely, man.
All right,
Definitely.
cool.
Feel just like a superstar. Doing all these drugs, I don't think I'm gonna see tomorrow. Living fast, brand new dash up in a foreign car. It's the type of shit that you be doing when you going hard.